Better Man is one of the largest flops we've seen in some time. On a budget of $110 million, the Robbie Williams Bio-Pic has reached a measly $2 million in US domestic box office after a month in theaters. I had assumed that maybe the film would be more successful internationally, as Williams is considerably more popular outside the US, but those numbers are rather sobering as well. And Christmas-time releases are reserved for films that are expected to be highly successful, as children are out of school and adults take time off work. Examples include Titanic and the Lord of the Rings trilogy being released in 3 consecutive Decembers. More recently, Spider-Man No Way Home reached $260 million just its opening weekend in December 2021. But why did Better Man fail? Was this an issue with the marketing, or did it come down to one major element?
The monkey.
Representing Robbie Williams through this CGI chimp was a bold choice. Many commenters on the trailer compared it to Caesar from Planet of the Apes. But on some level, it makes sense. We've had so many musician biopics in recent years that come and go with little fanfare that, perhaps, the creatives behind Better Man felt that they needed something, anything, to stand apart from the crowd. And they got the right director to helm this project. Michael Gracie, who wrote, produced, and directed Better Man, has had success with this type of film before. He directed a documentary about Pink for Amazon Prime and was executive producer on the Taron Egerton-led Rocket Man, a biopic about Elton John, which earned $196 million at the box office against a $40 million budget. But of Gracie's previous projects, Better Man has been most compared to his directorial debut, The Greatest Showman. Receiving mixed reviews from critics, much of which stems from the questionable portrayal of P.T. Barnum, The Greatest Showman was a success with audiences who shelled out $459 million at the worldwide box office. And one would think that Robbie Williams would be an easier sell than P.T. Barnum. And those who have seen Better Man seem to have really enjoyed it. Both audiences and critics agree that this is a great movie. It feels like it should have become a word-of-mouth success. But at this point, I think anyone interested will simply wait until they can watch it at home. And I suspect that this will become one of those flops that grows into a cult darling. However, I have to believe that there is one major reason this failed so badly. The monkey. Musicals exist in a sort of hyper-reality, so the inclusion of a monkey as your lead character isn't so much of a stretch within that environment. If you allow yourself to be swept into a world where the characters are singing and dancing in place of dialogue, you'll accept a chimpanzee. But this film is asking audiences to accept the CGI monkey before they even leave for the theater, to set aside time and spend money for something that they have a lot of questions about. The Pharrell Williams film Piece by Piece similarly struggled at the box office, earning only $10 million, but had a much smaller budget of $16 million. Piece by Piece still has the opportunity to turn a profit over the long term. But in spite of the box office struggles, Piece by Piece has received overwhelmingly positive reviews, just like Better Man. Perhaps we are seeing the effect of audience apathy. We aren't going to the movies nearly as often as we used to, be it because of the expense and time involved or the convenience and availability of entertainment in the modern ecosystem. For whatever reason, good movies that people actually like are failing. These days, to get butts in seats, a film needs to be a spectacle that requires a theatrical experience. Apparently, a singing, dancing chimpanzee isn't the spectacle audiences are looking for.